During our time at the Johnson Space Center, my team and I enjoyed the experience of meeting some of the legends including Norm Chaffee, Jerry Woodfill, and Milt Heflin, each telling everyone their wonderful life stories.
Hi, my name is Grant, and as Charlie team, we were assigned with the dealing with the habitation and the living quarters of our mission to Mars. And our mentor, who specializes in astronaut suits, he gave us really enlightened our perspective on what we were really dealing with here, because we could all think of the obvious aspects such as heat, food, and water, and temperature, pressure, but he kind of gave us insight to some of the more underlying and also very critical aspects that we had to accommodate for as well, such as the behavior and psychological elements of being in deep space.
Hey everybody, my name is Pranjal Singh. I'm from Charlie Team, the best team. I did my research over the climate of Mars, and so there's a lot of interesting facts about the climate of Mars. One of the big dilemmas of that is that the climate of Mars is much smaller than that of the Earth, the atmosphere specifically. That leads to cooling issues that makes the climate very cold that the astronauts that are going there have to solve before we get there to keep themselves warm. Now, I learned some cool facts about Mars. It has seasons. There are also clouds in Mars due to saltation of the Mars crust. So yeah, I learned a lot of things about the climate, and it's been a great journey.
I found it very interesting how they're going to use Scott Kelly's 1 year in space and Mark Kelly's year on Earth, and you're going to compare those two. And I feel like the research would be very beneficial for long duration space travel to like Mars or an asteroid if possible.
On Tuesday, we traveled to Space Center Houston, where we got a lecture from Mr. Dustin Neal on the Orion program, and his specialty was on parachutes. And he basically talked to us about how the parachutes would be folded and entered into the capsule, and how they are released, how there's stages of 30% release, 50% release, and then a full 100% release. And he talked about how the parachutes were an intricate part and an important part in the landing process.
For the Mars Rover Challenge, we were given the task to maneuver through a Mars-like terrain and retrieve some objects, including a pom-pom, a buggy, and some rocks. Our basic design has 2 wheels in the front driven by the motors and 1 wheel in the back that can turn in all directions. This way we can turn very smoothly and have some power behind the drive. In the front we have a pushing apparatus that can push all 3 types of objects, so when we approach an object we can turn around and push it back to home base.
We have interchangeable parts and variable lengths with a ball and chain thing, and we all combined our ideas for it on the first night, and it was a really great way for us to see how each other thought and get to know the ideas that could come from us.